up? It's your boy TRES, and we're off to Metro Tent Ortigas, Pasig City for Flipped Up Vuelta Balentong 11. Let's go!
Minsan naliligo pa yung driver, minsan papaano pa yan kakapayan. Shoutout sa inyo, men, sa pagtulong at pagsuporta dito. At syempre, mga kaitutulad din sa kanina, no, na sa kabila ng araw-araw ng kaputanganahan ng bansa natin, hindi biro na magtrabaho, lumaban ng patas, maghanap buhay, tapos yung iniipon nyo, gagasasin nyo para sa tulad ng battle rap. Kaya napakalaking karangalan para sa amin na sinusuportahan nyo kami dito. Maraming salamat ulit sa inyo. Sana mabigyan namin kayo lahat ng hustisya ngayong gabi at sa mga nag-uploads at sa mga susunod pa.
All right, so let's talk about the first battle of the night. That would be Keelan versus Don Rafael. Happens to be Motus versus Pulo. Dao, according to them. Now, highlights ni Keelan, which is representing Motus, effective blending of jokes, real talk, and personal. So this was a showcase of his well-roundedness. Kay Don Rafael naman, which is representing Pulo, delivery, punchlines, and stage presence. Now, a special note on this battle, there was an audio problem coming from Keelan because most of us didn't hear his first two rounds that clearly. Even Enigma addressed that after the matchup, asking everyone if sila lang yung nagkakaroon ng problema marinig yung mga rounds ni Keelan. I don't know if it was the mic or it was Keelan's voice, pero ano, na-address naman yon and hindi naman yon naging problem kay Don Rafael. And one thing I've realized, sa live pala, hindi mo rin maririnig yung judging ng mga jurado, no? So when they go up after the battle, then they cast their vote, share their thoughts why they go with a certain MC. You wouldn't hear it pala sa live. So this one I still have to watch the official upload so at least we can weigh down yung kanilang rounds ng patas. Okay, next battle, Casper Hespero versus Mimak and Kenzer. I believe Flip Up already posted about this. This was the first official dos por dos matchup, dos por dos squared, and the rest ng roster for that is going to be on October 5, PIU Makati. So this one, highlights for me, Casper and Hespero was their creative angles, creative din yung mga jokes la, also yung kanilang seamless chemistry on stage and while performing. Their jokes hits hard on your funny bones. Galing. MK naman, Mimak and Kenzer, highlights for me are their aggression and their personals. Their personals, man, really are gumuguhit. Kung ikaw yung kabattle na, masasaktan ka. Special note on this battle was Magic Johnson. Kung bakit, you guys wait for the upload and you'll understand yung Magic Johnson na yun. Manda Baliw Katana. Okay, for me, this is the underrated battle of the entire night. Why? Manda Baliw came up in here. Kanyang highlights, tighter pen game, meaning very minimal yung dry spots. As we all know, Manda Baliw is known to have obvious high points sa kanyang round and obvious din yung mga low points, right? And this one, he was able to minimize yung mga dry spots na yon and get the high points of an entire round closer. So, maganda yon. Also, relevant yung angles and jokes na ginamit niya dito. Well, meaning mostly about Katana. Again, something that was, pointed out by Looney about Manda Baliw. Sometimes daw, dahil nga sa style ni Manda na puro pang aasar and all that, minsan, irrelevant na. Like yung battle niya kay Batang Rebelde, 'di ba yung meron siyang linya doon na naihilo sa swimming pool, which is parang pang-asar na bata na according kay Looney. But this one, you have to give props to Manda Believe because the angles and the jokes that he attack in here are very relevant, mostly direct kay Katana. Another thing is consistency. Yes, this is something that I've talked about sa ating prediction about Manda Believe. Obviously, ang ang pagla-line up niya ng kanyang mga rounds is yung kanyang weakest nilalagay niya sa third round. In here, quality of every round are close to each other. So you can see na pinaghandaan niya talaga si Katana in here because the consistency in terms of quality are there all three rounds. Kay Katana naman, these are the highlights. Intelligent yung kanyang naging writing and correlated yung jokes and serious lines niya. What do I mean by correlated? Yung intelligent writing, obvious na yun, alam na natin lahat yun. Yung correlation ng kanyang jokes and serious lines, meaning, iisang thought or isang angulo, okay? Halimbawa, angulo pangit. What he does is he attacks that angle or that thought on both sides. Babanatan niya yun ng nakakatawa or jokes and aatakihin niya rin yun ng seryoso. So what it does is that mahina man yung maging jokes, the serious line might salvage the jokes and help it out. Mahina man yung serious lines, yung jokes could help out or aid out para dun sa serious line. So that's a very nice style of writing. This is this play style is very reminiscing of none other than Looney himself, Hari ng Tugma. Yes, si Looney po to me is the best in terms of utilizing that kind of style pagdating sa pagsulat. So madaling makuha yung punto. Isang thought, parehong atake niya, i-approach. Jokes and serious line. Special note in this battle, I would say first round goes to Katana, first round rather goes to Mandabalu, third round goes to Katana. So it was a battle for the second round, which we talked about sa ating prediction last time. Now moving forward, Husky versus Kripley. Husky versus Kripley. Man, this was a surefire fight. Husky's highlight to me, excellent comedic storytelling. What do I mean by that? There is an obvious beginning, merong body, and then may punchline. Mas mas may sense of anticipation yung ganitong klase ng um, material kasi may sinusundan kang kwento. Especially, at least to me, effective siya sa comedy dahil hindi ka mawawala. Kay Triple naman, obviously, volume, yung naging ano niya dito, approach, volume of one-liners and two-liners na jokes. So those are their highlights, at least to me. Kay Cripley, overwhelmed kung kay Husky, may sense of anticipation dahil may sinusundan kang kwento. Kay Cripley naman, overwhelming naman yung dami ng punchlines na binabato niya to flood out your emotions, keeping you or keeping the people on the hook. Now, to me, how this battle went out, it was a battle of attrition, meaning paunahan na lang kung sinong mauubusan or tignan natin kung sino mas maraming binaon. Kumbaga sa sports is tignan natin kung sino mas maraming hinga ang matitira on this one. Yet this was very entertaining. Special note, naalala ko nito si Cripley, yung mga angles na inatake niya because both of them are very very creative in the angles that they use against each other. Si Cripley inatake niya yung personals ni ni Husky personal life in a very funny way, yung pagfa-farm nga daw, yung vlogging ni Husky and yung construction business. Meron pa nga siyang line dito na alala ko is niyaya daw ni Husky si Lipcram, pinag-a-apply niya na magtrabaho sa kanyang construction business, tagahalo ng semento. So it's funny, si Husky naman, he attacks naman yung kanyang angulo, inatake niya si Cripley on Cripley's strength, which is, yun nga, yung surprises at saka yung mga pakulo ni Cripley sa battle. One line na naalala ko from Husky, sabi niya, nung nagtupak daw si Cripley sa laban nila ni Fruz, mas mukha daw Wally Bayola. So, that was funny, at least to me. Okay, moving forward, Mzite versus Zendlook. Man, for me, this is the upset of the night. I know some of y'all already knew the result and how this battle went out. But at least to me, Mzite was underwhelming. He did not deliver what people were expecting from him. To me, ang basa ko doon was he was deeply psychologically affected about being the same card with GL. Yan. So he decided to show up using his old style. Yes po. So nagulat kami lahat because to me, nakita ko, he wanted to distance himself as far as possible so that people won't discredit him kung manalo man siya and he won't be labeled as GL wannabe. So it is a story of someone trying to prove a point so hard that he can win and dominate using his own style. And nothing bad or nothing wrong with that. He wanted to bring protect his pride sa battle na to. Though again, dun sa prediction video natin, I have made mention na MZ could still make his own mark using train of thoughts, at least to me, by driving towards the opposite direction, which is jokes. Yon. Kasi yung train of thoughts, just for the people not familiar how it works, it is a concept-based material that stitches everything around a main thought or idea. Imagine, ganong katalinong approach or writing style, you now use that on jokes, right? So it's like katana on steroids. He could have given a different flavor, hence carrying his own brand. Kung ganun yung ginawa niya, train of thoughts, pero heavy on jokes. At least to me. Now, let's talk about Zenlook, man. Zenlook, it was a great technical display of his rap skills, very much like his second round with Target, but this one I believe is better overall kasi ginawa niya to all three rounds. Now, what are the things that I'm talking about? Yung kanyang multi, extended rhyme schemes, internals, and nag-speed rap po siya dito. Note, special note in this battle. Um, most of the angles that Mzite attack are a little dry. Si Zend naman nag-choke siya. Yes, for a while. Nung third round. Yes. And naintindihan ko kasi according to Smuglas, no, kapag hindi ka naman daw talaga freestyler or natural na speed rapper, doing this consistently, yung ginawa ni Zenlook, nakakautal siya and talagang mahirap. So props to Zenlook that he tried to up his game at this stage, 'di ba? And napanindigan niya. So good job on that one. Okay, let's enter. Isa Buhay semis. All right, Stack One versus Vitrum. To me, this is the moment of the night. Vitrum, these are the highlights of his rounds, yung aggression, energy, and consistency. Si Slack one naman, to me, his strongest round is his second round. Talagang maganda yung pagkakapresent at saka lapag ng joke niya dito. While second round was Vitrum's weakest. So, ang ganda nung pagkakataon na nangyari na yon. Special note on this matchup, Vitrum's second and third round, at least to me, seems the same in terms of angles. Parang parehas lang yung mga inukita niyang angle ng second at third round. I think the only difference was his third round compared to his second round has better construct of lines and stronger yung punchlines. Yun yung pinakaiba. While Slack One's third round was very ambitious. It was like his third round versus Ruffian, yung Poseidon concept. Only here, he was stuttering, delivering the entire line. Kaya hindi nag-pay off yung kanyang experiment o yung kanyang big leap dito sa third round. So, man, to me, this battle was decided on the first round. So, wait for the upload and you would understand why it could have gone either way. It was a first round. Yun lang talaga. Kung yun talaga. You guys watch and you would understand. To me, that's the deciding factor. All right, let's go about. Excuse me. All right, let's go to the much anticipated Isabuay semis. Fight of the night, at least to me. EJ Power versus GL. EJ Power to me, kanyang highlights was intensity, delivery, and stage presence. Ramdam namin lahat sa crowd yung stage presence ni EJ Power. It was very overwhelming, and I'm sure makita niyo rin yun sa video kay GL, how he is being affected by that stage presence. Very convincing kasi yung mga lines ni EJ, and psychologically, he doubled down on his charisma to connect to the people. Yes, si GL naman, very deliberate yung execution ng train of thoughts in here. Before, may mga nagsasabi that train of thoughts daw ni GL is hindi rekta or generic. Hindi daw rekta sa kalaban. Like yung Seven Deadly Sins or yung Inside Out na kanyang concept. Pwede mo daw kasi gamitin kahit kaninong kalaban. This right here, in this concept sa train of thoughts, he used what was tailored tailor-made only for EJ. So they cannot say the same thing about this one. Dahil yung buong concept nito para kay EJ lang. Ganun ka-special si EJ kay GL. Now, it was a very close, intense battle. Almost like, I would say, Looney versus Tipsy. Semis din yun, di ba, ng Vuelta. And to tell you how it went, it took more than 5 minutes for Enigma to consolidate yung mga votes ng mga judges because everyone was divided talaga on the event. Not only the judges, more so kaming mga fans. So we were all left in extreme suspense, waiting for the result because man, they are taking a while. And you will hear left and right. There are people saying, "Oh, GL yun." There are people, "Nah, pare, EJ yun." Especially the people in front of me, they believe na EJ won that one. Now, even after the result was announced, um, we can see M. Zite, he was explaining thoroughly kay EJ at Enigma yung naging decision niya sa stage. So note on this, to me, there was just two defining a moment on this battle, and to me, I think that was the crucial part of the entire battle. One is both nag-stumble, choke somehow, very quick lang naman. Happens yung isa, nag-choke siya a little longer than the other. Damn! And shout outs to OK Rent for pointing that out sa prediction video natin na one of the key factors na po pwedeng maging um, sandata dito ni GLS yung linis ng kanyang maging performance. And man, that was really evident on this how important that was. And another key moment for me in this battle was yung usage of calling card. Everybody has a calling card, diba? I'm sorry. Most heavyweights have their calling cards. Si GL, Train of Thoughts, si Tipsy, diba yung Taito Chainsaw or Time Machine and many more. Parang diba si Saito tayo daw. Yung calling card. So, yung isang MC, ginamit niya yung calling card niya. It was presented very well. Sobrang lakas and ang linis, very convincing. Not knowing na yung nag-advance sa tournament or yung nanalo, napaghandaan niya pala yun. Nagagamitin yon nung kalaban niya, yung calling card na yun. And he made sure na ilalagay niya yung calling card na yon ng kalaban niya sa kanyang third round as a closer. So, what happened was, na parang nairebat niya or nairebat niya talaga yung sinabi nung other MC using that calling card at na disarm niya yung lakas nun. So that was just a key moment. Parang naalala niyo yung JD at saka GL, 'di ba? Meron doon moment na nahulaan ni GL yung sasabihin ni JD, yung gas, solid, 'di ba? Magma-matter na 'yan. Almost like that. So, I know you guys already know the result and you guys are getting a hint, but those two for me are the key defining moments na itong battle. Okay, main event naman tayo. Shernan versus Sinyo. Shernan, to me, ang kanya naging high points is yung pag-atake niya sa angle. Yung angle na ginawa niya dito is very confrontational. Amazing. Amazing. Parang sure na nung kinalaban niya si Six Threat. Yun. Si Sinyo naman, to me, ang kanyang high points in this is that this, to me, at least, okay, this is Sinyo's strongest first round ever. And yung closer niya dito is dime. Deeply impactful. Makikita nyo sa video kami, nakita namin o sa live, how that closer from that first round Disinyo affected Shernan talaga. And nakita niyo na yata sa pinost ni Shernan sa YouTube channel niya, 'di ba? Yung natumba siya or nakatumba siya. That has something to do about that closer that I'm talking about from Sinyo's first round. Yung second and third round ni Sinyo naman is classic Sinyo, yung captivating brand of entertainment ng mga jokes. So it was really great. But how we started it out, I think, to me, that first round set the tone how that entire battle is going to take place. Another thing naman naalala ko kay Shernan, yung closer niya ng second round is, ang ganda. Walang cheche bureche, right on the spot, sabi niya, ay sinyo, mag-rap ka. Because he's accusing Sinyo na dinadaan lang daw sa komedya, but Sinyo really doesn't have um, rap skills. And another line na tumatak din sa akin kay Shernan is, yung sabi niya pagkatapos daw ng battle, yayakap daw si B kay Sinyo at sasabihin daw ni B, Sinyo, totoo ba yung mga sinabi ni Shernan? Dahil grabe yung opening din ni Shernan ng first round eh. Real talk agad, pero in a very comedic way. Another key um, thing to note about the entire event is yung grabe yung reference nila dito kay Malupiton. Yes, yung meme na yung gano'n na itsura ni Malupiton. Ultimo si Sinyo, just wanna give it out to you. Ultimo si Sinyo naggano'n, yung meme face ni Malupiton mula kay Don Rafael Kilan, ni-reference yun hanggang kay Sinyo ni-reference si Malupiton dito. Kaya, yun. So, it was very entertaining. Pro tip from me: those who wanted to attend Flipped Up event live, please make sure to bring your own foldable or portable chair because man, standing for more than 8 hours is no joke. It is physically straining. So I hope I see you all sa next live event and para nating abangan yung official upload for this one.